Alright, so this video is for the Megatron Voyager figure from the Transformers Prime series. This is just a quick demo for how to transform him, nothing fancy. So, first off, what you want to do is you want to start with his legs, his little toes. They do this, they open up like that. You can do it with both feet, like that. Next, on the side of his legs, there's a panel that'll open up. I'm not sure how easily it is to see, but you should be able to just... There it is. Kind of rotates out and then lifts up. So, see right there? This is a lift up bar, and then this pivots on this joint. So you want to set both the legs so that they're kind of in that open position. There we go. There's little tabs on the inside of each of these panels. Just flip it out, just like that. So that's what we got right now. Jesus. Okay. Alright. Sorry for the hiccup there. It sounded like my cats were trying to kill each other, so everything's fine though. Jesus. So, next, what you want to do, on his shoulder panels here, just kind of flip those up. You're going to need them kind of out of the way. And then, on his back, you see there's like this backpack of like transformer parts here. Just start to lift that up, and you'll see that, hopefully I can get a good angle on it. I might not be able to. Okay, there we go. This part right here that the arms connect into, it's on a pivot, so you can like move it up like that. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to... they're kind of hard to pivot. They're not the easiest to move. But you'll want to pivot them up like that. So right now they're both up, and these panels, just keep them kind of straight up for now, because it'll help keep them out of the way till you're ready to fully use them. Back on his front, these two chest panels right here, they'll fold open like that. And at his waist, let's see if I can get a good shot. Okay, right here, this purple part is on a pivot, so you'll just separate it there. So hopefully you can see. Gosh, that's terrible. What do we got? Yeah, that's just garbage. Okay. Alright, so let me get that fully pivoted up, and then you can take a look. Jesus. Okay, so there it is. If the hip panel was up here, you pivot it all the way back to be up here. So, looking at him now, kind of a mess mid-transformation. This panel right here, it just kind of clicks out and folds down a little bit. It kind of clicks in, but it tends to not do it very well. And then these big like claw-looking panels that you got off the chest, they'll kind of come forward and click into that, and make this front of the spaceship mode for him. Back up here with everything, with the shoulder panels, just kind of push them up real close to his head for right now. It'll help keep them out of the way as you move the other parts. Let's see. So Actually, no, that's me being dumb. You want the shoulder panels really low, because right now we're going to finish the top of the ship, and if the shoulder panels are up, they'll totally be in the way. So, that was my mistake. We're going to do... Alright. Okay, so we're going to move the arms back down out of the way now that we've gotten them off the back where they were. We can pivot them back down. And what we're going to do is, let's see if I can show it. Oh gosh. Oh wow. There it is. Okay. Cool. That hole right there goes onto this peg right here. So what you'll do, you'll pivot that all the way in, and then you press that on there. When you do, before you get him fully locked in, you want to take his arms. He's got these little hands. They fold right up into his arms. And you'll notice that on the side of each of his arms, he's got these little purple pegs. You want to turn the arm so that the purple pegs face inward and not outward. Like, Jesus. Good God. So like, when you're looking at him from here, you could see, God. Hey, Jesus. Fuck. So you can see there's the top panel here. There's that arm we tucked in, and there's the little purple notches. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. Hand in. Pivot that hook, that little panel down there. Jeez. Just garbage camera angles this time. Oh my God. Alright, and I got this bit into that peg bit right there. So now, big reason you want those purple notches going inward is because they connect together to kind of help support what's going on in the back there. Looking at it from the front, you got the arms all tucked in now, and it's a little cleaner in the back here. But you can take with these wing panels now, should be able to just, let's see, oh, I gotta get this purple thing. Normally when it's in robot mode, it's kind of tucked in, and in vehicle mode, it needs to be stuck out like that, so that you can stick these little gray panels in. They kind of form a shield covering over his face, hide the robot head, make it look more like vehicle. So this is kind of where we're at now. Getting a little more cleaned up. So next, you can take these little weird swiveling spiky panels. You can just kind of bring them back up, because you're going to do a lot of stuff with the legs right now, and if you keep them low, it's going to be a mess. So what you're going to want to do, take your leg panel, and when you're looking at the ship from the top, you want to see this big hollow part on the leg. So you'll bring the leg in close, and what you'll notice is that there it is. There's these little purple pegs that come off of his legs, and right here there's a little hole in the bottom of this gray tab. That gray tab goes on that purple peg. So you click that in, and then on his wings, because that's what those fold out leg panels become in his vehicle mode, they turn into wings. There's gray peg here, and on the underside of the wings you got these little peg holes. You'll be able to get one of those to fit on here. Pretty sure it's this guy. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Okay, so that's where you can see it's all tucked in. Got all my, let's see. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we got, there it is. Whoa. Yeah, I got my pegs connecting back here. I got my, holy crap, there it is. My peg connecting right there. And then you just do the same thing with the other side. So. Sometimes with these little shoulder panels, even when you're kind of trying to keep them out of the way, they'll have a tendency to just kind of be in the way of this part because they don't move a whole lot and they're such an awkward shape that they make it a little complicated, but it's not impossible. Oh, and for whatever reason, the shoulder spiky plates pop off. They pop right back on. It's not an end of the world thing. It'll probably happen. So, all right. Taking one look over. Okay, yep. This is now him in his spaceship mode. He's got this cannon. And I don't know if the batteries still work on this, but there's a button here on the back, and when you push it, oh cool, it does still totally work. The sword folds out. It's always been, it's never like fully swung out. It's always been kind of lame. But I was surprised that the little laser light on it still works. I don't know why they thought that would illuminate the whole sword, because it really doesn't. But it's a neat little gimmick. And then this little bit of armor here that can pop off, you can put that on his hand by itself. I just always leave it on the gun. So, in the spaceship mode, you can get that cannon to sit nicely on that little purple pivot point there. So, yeah, shit like that. So, and so for back to robot mode, first unhook your wings. Start with the top plates, because you can pop them up and then just kind of pivot them out to the side. Release the rest of the legs so that they're just kind of out in space there. And you can start working on pivoting the hip. You can kind of move those shoulder plates a little bit out of the way to let you pivot the hip the rest of the way. This panel that was forward, you can go ahead and click it back into where it was originally. And you got fold this little, like I guess when he's a ship, they're supposed to be like thruster jets. You fold them back into feets. The little tiny wingtip for his wings folds inside the panel. You rotate it up so that it lines up with the rest of his leg, and then you just kind of press down and it'll click together. Jeez, there we go. And now we got a leg. Yeah, leg day. So, same bit. Toes, tip, just the tip. and then leg panel. There we go. Cool. So for the rest of him, you start unhooking those arms from those peg holes. At this point, I'll normally scoot these big chest plate bits back down a little bit because there's going to be a lot of movement going on up on his torso. More room, better. I also normally kind of tuck the shoulder plates a little bit under while I work on unfolding that head armor plate. I normally just kind of push them together, push them up like that. Now you can bring those shoulder plates back up. You're going to want to pivot out those arm panels because right now they are all the way back. You should only need to bring them a couple notches forward. So right now it's like this, and this whole thing is just going to fold down. And what you should get, let's see. So let's get it. All right. So before you do the whole fold down process, put those chest bits back where they were, like this. So back around that purple cage right there. Now you can bring that back panel down and good God. Okay. So there it is. Okay, so this little gray panel, it's gonna hook into a peg hole. There it is, a peg hole. Damn it all. Wow, I'm sucking today. There it is, you can kind of see it. Right there, just above my finger. That little peg hole right there. That peg goes into that peg hole. So and if it doesn't require a lot of force, they don't click in super tight. They more just kind of just rest in there. So, but it should look nice and flush up against his back. You'll get this weird, Transformer parts backpack, but that's pretty normal. This purple bit I normally just kind of fold up in there. Whatever you want to do with the backpack is up to you. You can leave it like a big folded up piece like this. You can kind of flatten it out. You can kind of extend them, make them look like big weird shoulder things he's got going on, whatever. At this point, you take those big spiky shoulder pads, just kind of lay them on top of his shoulders there, and you got a Transformer guy. Last bit, rotate those arms back around and bring out his hands. So there you go. His cannon can mount into pegs on either arm. He's got an upper peg and a lower peg. The upper pegs are for the cannon because it's got a notch in it. On his left arm, it's a little wonky. It just wore out, so I normally keep the cannon on the right arm because it does a slightly better job of holding poses with the weight of the cannon, but otherwise it works. So, bam! There you go.